Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Crea. I'm a singer-songwriter, YouTuber, a person. My real name is Sonia for people that don't know it, and I have just changed everything about my channel. So if you're here because you used to see reactions, well, surprise, I hope you like the new content. And if you're new, well, it's fine, because maybe you found me through the new videos and you're enjoying them, so I am glad. And this video, well, maybe you just found me for this video, so well, welcome if you haven't been here. Well, this video is about something that I never really spoke about on my channel, but that people that follow me on my channel already know. That this last year in June of 2021, I had a baby, Joshua, and I just wanted to tell you my testimony about my supernatural childbirth, because to me it was a supernatural thing, and it was something that was totally different on how I imagined it, and I just want to tell you the story about it. So I was pregnant, and I started with Prodromal Labor for like 4 days. So literally I couldn't sleep. I was just sleeping, sitting down on the couch, and I constantly was praying because I was in such pain, but I trusted God since the start, you know, that He was gonna help me with this, because it was probably the most difficult thing I've done in my whole life. As if you've given birth, then you know is a difficult thing. And well, I had a few complications in my pregnancy, and it was that I had cholestasis, which means that the bile acids of my liver were traveling through my bloodstream, and that could have been really dangerous for the baby. So I had to take medicines throughout the whole pregnancy, and they wanted to induce me on the 30th of June. So I was just praying to God that He would help me, and that I would not get induced, that I would just start my labor just spontaneously. And it happened. It happened. God answered my prayers. I started my labor spontaneously. I didn't have to get induced. And I started my labor on the a few days before the 27th, but it was just prodromal labor, so it was the preparation, it was an active labor. Anyways, after that I was in such pain after 4 days that I had to be admitted at the hospital, and that night was quite difficult. Probably one of the most difficult nights I had in my life, because I was there and I was alone for like 12 hours. Nobody was in the room with me, because in Italy they were very strict about COVID rule and regulations. So people couldn't be in a room with me. I had to be alone. But being in a hospital kind of made me feel like a little bit not safer, because I would have rather be at home, but there were nurses that were helping me. And I don't know, it just made me feel like I was closer to the end. And so I decided I was gonna stay there, and my labor was kind of progressing, even very, very slowly, but it was progressing. And they finally admitted me. I mean, I went to the hospital before, and they didn't admit me. Then the second time on the 26th actually. The 26th I got admitted, and yeah, I was just there in so much pain, but what got me through it was listening to hymns, and there was a song in particular that I was listening to, and you probably know it if you're a Christian, if you listen to gospel music, and there's that song, "Let praises rise from the inside of me." That song really, 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 really got me through this. So thank you to the person who wrote it. I don't know exactly who wrote it. I have to check it out. And because there's so many versions of it. And I was just there listening to gospel music and praying for the whole night. It was just me and God, and it was amazing spiritually, even if it was in a lot of pain. Looking back now, it was amazing, because when you have God, you're not alone. You're never alone. And this is an amazing thing that I experienced. So God was with me, and I thank Him for that, and for never abandoning me. Even when I was in so much physical pain, He was there to help me through this amazing process. And I was always scared of pregnancy and of giving birth, but then a lady at my church in London told me something that really switched and changed my view completely of pregnancy. And she's a midwife, by the way, so she's amazing. And she told me this thing. She told me, don't be afraid. Think about giving birth and pregnancy as joining God with creation. And I was like, wow. I never thought about it that way. It's something so amazing if you think about it, that God has given us this privilege of joining Him with His creation and having His creation inside of us, growing it inside of us. And He made the woman's body beautifully perfect, and for this purpose. And I just started to, think about it this way, and I felt like, wow, it is so amazing. And during that time, I had another lady that suggested to me a book, and it's called Supernatural Childbirth. I will put it right here on the side, because this book really encouraged me so much. And I had this condition, and it was cholestasis, and I was very worried because a lot of women that had this condition lost their child, and your child can lead to a stillbirth, this condition. So I was very worried. And throughout the pregnancy, they also told me that my son would have had one kidney only, and they didn't see the second kidney, and it was difficult to just go through it and be positive. Sometimes it was very difficult. And yeah, this book really helped me, and I suggested it to other people, and it helped them as well, because it encouraged me to just be trusting in all the promises of God, as the Bible tells us, and to just be putting everything in the hands of God. And the day after, I just begged them to help me, because my labor wasn't progressing and I was in so much pain and sleep deprivation. So I was so afraid that I wouldn't have had the strength to just give birth. And I was praying to God for a painless delivery. I know you would think it's crazy and it's absurd, and how can you have a painless delivery? But I've read this book and many testimonies of ladies that have had a painless delivery, and I know ladies that have had a painless delivery. So I was praying to God, God, please, just give me a painless delivery, because I was so scared of the pain. And I was in so much pain. But I was able to have an epidural, and I had a painless delivery. Like, the actual delivery, obviously because I had an epidural, was amazing. I was so relaxed. I was so pain-free. And God, once again, He answered my prayers. And, it was crazy. It was amazing. It didn't do it as I imagined He would do it. But still, sometimes ladies are not able to receive an epidural because maybe their labor is progressing, or maybe because the doctor that does the anesthesia is not available, or for other reasons. But in my case, I was able to, and I had a really, really good experience. Also, yeah, there was a point where like my contractions, like the labor, actual labor, was really, 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 really painful, because they had to induce me because I wasn't progressing. I was in so much pain, so they helped me. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, I actually didn't pray for a painless labor. Maybe I should have, because I only prayed for a painless delivery, which is, you know, the delivery. And I had that, so I'm the one who messed up. No, but jokes aside, anyways, I have prophetic dreams. So God gave me a dream when I was pregnant. And I was towards the end, maybe about 7 months or so. And God gave me this dream. I can remember it like it was yesterday. It was the day before I had an examination. And God gave me this dream. I was in a room and there was this lady, which is a doctor, and she told me that, well, your son has 2 kidneys. We found the other one. And I woke up immediately after the dream, because it was towards the morning period. When I woke up, I remember the dream, and I was like, wow, God, thank you, thank you, thank you. This, thank you for giving me this this dream. I was praying about it, and I was hoping now that, my son would have 2 kidneys, because I got this dream, right? And then the day after, I had this examination, and the doctor said, no, we can't see the other kidney. He still has one. He has only one. And so I was very confused, because I was like, hold on, but I had this dream, and it looked like and it felt like one of my prophetic dreams. So I really don't understand. And I was like, well, because sometimes having this, it can be confusing. So I just was a bit puzzled by that, and I was just praying, but I kept praying. I was like, you know what, God, I don't trust anything that's happening right now. Don't trust the doctor. I just trust you. I don't trust the doctors. I don't trust science for now. I just trust you, and that's it. Please give my son 2 kidneys. Please give my son 2 kidneys. So I kept praying that, despite what people were saying, despite what the doctor was saying, whatever. The day after my son was born, the doctor comes, lady doctor, just like my dream, comes in the room, tells me, your son has 2 kidneys. We just didn't see the other one. And I started crying. I started saying to the doctor, I prayed for this. I prayed for this. I prayed for this so much. So this is not a testimony to tell you, do not give up on prayer. No matter what happens, no matter what people say, no matter what doctors say, no matter what science say, God is sovereign above all and everything. So He will do His will, no matter what they say. They said one time, I remember so well, entering the room for an appointment at the doctor, and the doctor told me, it's very, 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 very unlikely that your son will have 2 kidneys. Pretty much, he put it out as if it would be impossible that my son would have 2 kidneys, because they saw one and they would have seen it, the other one. And instead, turns out, God knew he always had 2 since the start, and he had 2 in the end. So, wow, that was another testimony. And then, anyways, another great testimony is that I was in a room with the lady, and this lady had a son, and she was having a bit of issues, and I got to minister to her and pray with her, and she got really emotional, and I felt like, I felt like you know, maybe maybe a seed was planted. I don't know about it, but I really hope so. And it was good. It was a good experience because she saw me crying and telling the doctor, I prayed for this. And she saw the whole testimony about my son having 2 kidneys, so instead of 1, how they said. So who knows what God is gonna do with this, with these things that happen. And I really hope that this will stay in her mind, and maybe a seed was planted. But definitely it made an impact in her life. Definitely we prayed about it, and we pray about her son and everything, and the whole thing was just amazing. The whole experience, having a baby, it was just amazing. And I just wanted to share it with you because I think it was a very supernatural experience, considering all the things that God did and I never expected. And since that time, I was able to help other people as well, and I was so happy about it. And yeah, this is my testimony, guys. So please let me know what you think about it. If you had similar experiences, I would love to hear them. I would love to hear from you. And I love you so much, guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.